At Hazel's?
Uh, where?
Where was this at? In Sand Fork. Okay, when you lived in Sand Fork.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. I remember.
Ray, all of a sudden I saw this, or heard this car come up the drive and with its lights off. And it was probably about 10 o'clock at night. I hadn't bothered locking the outside door. In walks Ray. I'm sitting in the bathtub. And he said, keep your seat. And walks through and goes out on the front porch. Well, I leap out of the tub, put some clothes on, and go out on the porch. We watched the police go by. They were chasing him.
They were chasing Ray Hersman?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, what did he do?
I don't know, driving fast, probably.
Oh, that's hilarious.
But we watched them go by. And then we would giggle and giggle and giggle.
That's hilarious.
And then we went, he's the one that taught me to turn around my bicycle. He would get his bicycle real close to mine and make me make that turn until I got it. He was part of my growing up.
Was he older than you a little bit?
Yeah, a good bit older.
Good bit older? Okay.
Yeah. And, but that was after he came home from the war. The police were chasing him.
Oh, really? Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
He probably was he had to suffer psychologically from that POW experience. So did you notice a difference between him before he went and after he came back? Did you notice a difference?
No.
No?
But it was almost like I was like the memory.
Like the memory?
The memory of his youth.
Oh, I see. Okay.
That he may have carried because he watched me grow and get married.
Yeah.
No matter where we lived, Ray always came to visit.
Yeah.
And just to see us. I just think that's...
He was very social. Brent said when Ray visited people, he never announced he was coming. He didn't think it was a big deal. He would come in and say, "Where's my coffee?" or something like that.
That's exactly what he did.
Yeah, yeah. So he was very bold in that.
Yeah.
So he did that with you, and I guess it was John at the time.
John.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Jeez.
Yeah. And we just loved him, that I never knew the other, Ed, as well. But
I guess
Ray,
Ed was more of a loner. He was more of a loner.
Yeah.
Kind of a cerebral, brainy type of guy.
Paul met Ed, and they were down in the garage, and they didn't come out, and they didn't come out, and they didn't come out. And
Now this is when you and Paul were living here?
yeah,
Okay.
Justin moved here, and
Okay.
Ray and Ed and Peggy, I guess, came. And Paul said when they came out, I said, oh, you've met Ed then? He said, yes. And then he showed me, and he said, that is probably the closest to genius that I've ever come.
Really. Ed had a reputation for his brain.
Well, and somehow Paul caught it and knew it and
Yeah.
recognized it and milked him for all it was worth, you know.
Okay.
He didn't pretend to be the smartest, but he came close. But,
Yeah. He's another guy I wish I could know.
I wish you
When
could.
I send you his memoirs to read,
Yeah,
you'll see how important they are, I think, for his kids, not only to know who he was, but it gave you an insight into his life that you couldn't have gotten out of him sitting down and just talking. He just wanted to make sure his kids knew about who he was and what he did. So,
yes, I would love to read it because whatever it was, it sure did impress. That they talked about.
mhm.
Because I don't know. Because I was out, you know, mixing with the crowd. But
Yeah.
they never came out. And it was hours critically.
Oh, that's cool. So they probably resonated. They probably
Yeah, I think,
got on some sort of topic.
well, and I think too, Paul was a religious person.
Oh, especially, what was that, Promise Keepers? I think really
Yes,
kind of
all that.
punched him
And,
for a recommitment of his life to Christ.
yes. And, he might have been, I'm not sure where Ed stood.
Ed, from what I can gather, was not a religious person. I think he was
Maybe that's
agnostic.
why.
Maybe it was. I have a letter that Ed wrote to his mother Hazel
Yes.
when she had cancer, and there was no mention. I mean, if there was no mention of God, the afterlife, or anything else, it was just trying to for him to comfort her. So I don't know that for certain, but it's what I could tell.
Usually you can pick up on it, and, you know, wherever it is. But,
Yeah, Ray came back from World War II, and of course with his psychological challenges, wasn't sure. I guess he had psychological challenges, but it led him to Christ and a very deep faith. And he was instrumental in my conversion to Christ, because I would go over at his house and talk for hours when I was in college. I was in Terre Haute, where you took me, right? To Rose-Hulman Institute of Technology. By the way, do you know that place has been ranked #1 for undergraduate engineering for the last 12 years
I knew
in the nation? It's an extraordinary place, and it's, you know, it really is nice for my credentials, you know, to
Sure.
be one like that. So
Well, that's great.
thanks
I
for
didn't
doing
know
that. But the irony of that is that Ray had such a big impact on my life, and if you talk to Brent came back from Vietnam and had some psychological situations going, and my dad was a big impact in Brent's life. And so we get together and we talk about how great our fathers were. So it's really neat.
Yeah.
It is really neat.
Yeah, and I think that Jack had some issues, but they were okay, you know. Didn't.
I think it's like everybody. I think that there's a lot of good intentions, but I think there's a lot of screw-ups. You know, people
Yeah.
are human. They're fallen. You know, it doesn't matter if even if you're a Christian or not, you're going to screw up. You're going to do dumb stuff. I think the Christian, it doesn't embraces their errors a little bit more. There's a repentance there.
Oh.
But we all screw up. And,
Well, that's funny because I just called Gene out for that.
oh, is that right for Randy?
Yeah, and then he was saying that Jack used to fight with Bill Burke. And the only person we can find at Capital Hay.
Gene was telling me about that Billy Burke's grandson was down there cutting hay for you.
Yeah.
And Gene said Jack's probably up there turning around in his grave.
That's what he told me. I just, oh God, Gene. I said, don't do that. You know, it's...
Was Billy Burke that bad, or was it just a side of him that was kind of contrary?
No, I don't know. I was 4 years younger than he was, so it was when they were kids.
And when you're younger, that's forever, isn't it? 4 years means something.
Yeah. So I don't know. I know the one I liked was Bobby Burke, but he got killed in Korea.
Oh, did he?
So, but Bill shot his arm off and didn't have to go.
Bill shot his arm off by accident, I hope.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Yeah, it wouldn't be draft dodging that.
Yeah.
Okay.
But well, and he was a state senator, and you know he was a big shot here in West Virginia, and so. But doesn't mean anything to me, you know.
No.
They want to cut my hay.
You know, cut your hay, they cut your hay. You know, if you can just keep it at a business level and, I don't know, maybe heal.
Just let it be, you know.
But again, I don't know, I can't comment about the way he handled it, but I can understand his feelings. It just...
Yeah, I get too.
So.
But I think we're more civilized than that.
Yeah. Oh, it's those damn Radcliffe genes. That's...
Yeah, it's the damn Radcliffe genes. That's what it is.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yes, that's what Luke did for Lenore.
I know. She said that one time. It just cracked me up. I just thought it was very, very funny.
That is funny.
It really is. So, Ulysses S. Moore, you remember meeting him. I think you said one time that he was riding on a horse or something, and he used to smell like pipe tobacco.
Well, no, he would come in and sit in front of the fire.
Yeah.
And I would comb his hair and his mustache. It was always like this. And clean his fingernails. And this is a farmer who was like this. You know, he'd fallen asleep
Oh, okay.
in front of the fire. I always remember Grandma put...
This was Sarah Stout?
Sarah Stout.
Yeah.
And she would put apples in front of the fireplace. And that was what... It was a snack, I guess, you ate at night.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And she would go in, and part of... See, I got the... Because I was a girl, I would get the chore of polishing the apples and putting them in a bucket or in a tray or something, putting them on the hearth.
Did you slice them up?
No, just
Really?
left them whole.
Yeah, and
then
they would dry?
Huh?
They would get dried, or what?
No, you put them there late in the evening when it was time for the men to come in. And they'd sit around the fire for a bit and they'd eat some apples and go to bed, I guess.
Isn't that something? Huh.
Isn't that funny?
It's funny what you remember, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, it really is.
But I'm thinking that I tore all Grandma's teeth out of her comb.
You tore off her...
Teeth out of her comb.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Did she get mad at you?
So she started combing her hair, and of course she kept getting. And Lorna used to hate me because she had the feather bed. And it would always be like this, but I'd get on it and make angels.
Angels?
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, I know, like a snow angel.
Angels.
But what would you make the angels in? The feathers, or?
On top of the feathers. You know, it was poofy.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. So it was like snow.
Yes.
Okay.
So.
Well, you kind of get it, so your body just fit
Yeah.
just right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I did that. That's about all I can remember. And Grandma, I always loved Grandma Moore.
Oh, okay. Jean and I were talking. I do remember going up to Blanche's and sleeping, and I remember she used to put so many blankets on the bed you couldn't sleep on your back because your toes couldn't stick up. Right? My goodness. You remember that? The blanket she used to put on her bed?
No,
Blanche?
I don't think I ever stayed. She didn't like me.
Blanche didn't? No kidding.
No. I never did know why. Oh, I know why now.
Huh.
They named me Sarah Elizabeth.
Okay. Oh, but not Blanche.
Yeah.
Elizabeth. That's pretty. If that's true, that's not very good.
Yeah.
And aren't you glad you're not named Blanche? I think Blanche is, maybe at one time it was a nice name. Today it sounds not very good.
I know.
You know, it just hasn't survived time very well. But Blanche was always nice to me, always fed me.
Yes, and she grew as I grew. You know, to be nicer to me.
Oh, did she?
Yes.
Okay.
And
Well, I told you about my food train down there at Markstown. I would eat breakfast at Hazel's, Mom's mom, because she was right there. Then I always loved to eat, you know, fat little boy. So I go down to Blanche's, and she always kept a tablecloth over
yes,
her meal.
Across, yeah.
I guess to keep out the flies or something.
Yeah.
So she would take the tablecloth there, and I'd go eat. And then it'd be time for lunch, so I went back to Hazel's. And I'd go back and forth, and every once in a while, if I got really hungry, I went up to Goldie Siebert's, had a bite to eat there. But that was something. Yeah, very interesting memories there.
Yeah.
And I always remember that their farm used to always flood. They had that wooden walkway that led up to their house.
Oh, yeah,
Blanche and Wirt. I never met Wirt. He passed away before I remember. But going up there, and every time it rained, it would just swamp out there. I don't know if it still does.
Yeah,
but
it was a swamp. That's what you call it, the swamp.
And it was, I don't see how it could be good for anything unless they decided to grow rice or something, you know. But yeah, that was an interesting life, good life. And of course the life down here, all the stuff I learned. Holy Toledo. The memories just come back. I remember Mac showing me how to take a bucket of milk and swing it over my head without spilling.
Without spilling.
Wow, I was amazed. I thought that was the most incredible thing I'd ever seen in my life.
You're kidding.
Oh man, I thought that was cool. Yeah, it was a good life.
You get up there to play what you call it?
Domino's?
Domino's.
Yeah, I need to go.
With your uncle.
I will. I will.
He wants to share with you.
Oh, he has to.
Yeah. What made me think they would?
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Okay, well, I'm gonna go play dominoes. I guess Gene and Eula are leaving tomorrow, and I just about said Chris and Lisa. Chris and Marilee are leaving tomorrow too, so it'll be our last day, and hopefully we'll close on Friday. So.
And I'm so happy. The good decision Gene has made is to sell the house up there.
And move to Columbus?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because and Lisa can use her mother's help now.
Yeah.
So pray for him, if you will.
Oh, I'm trying to get, Chris came out to our place in Waco.
Yeah.
Spent about a week. I think he loved it. We didn't give him any agenda, just kind of let him relax and stuff. I think it was fun. Love to have him back. I like Chris.
I did too.
I really do. It's a lot of fun.
I did too. I love him. And
okay, now one thing you have to do is to have Jenna show you the videos of the 1984 reunion that we had up at the house
I'm
here.
going to see it.
Yeah, you have to see it. I gave her a copy.
Okay, good. She already told
take a look at it. Yeah, spend some time. It's good because I think it might be the only place where Omita's on film.
Okay.
And she's talking.
I love you, Bob.
Love you too, Betty.
You
take care.
You are my precious one.
I am.
I am so proud of you.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, I hope you know that.
Okay.
I feel like I had a little bit to do with it.
Oh, I think you did. You started me at Rose Holman. Do you know why I went to Rose Holman? I don't know if you remember. We went, and I remember, it was E108. I still remember the room. And,
down under where you saw the computer.
No, it wasn't the computer. We went during finals, I believe, with you and John and me, and there was a guy there. He was taking his finals, and it looked like he'd been up all night. And he saw me kind of looking in there, and he looked at me and went, "Sucker." And as soon as he did that, I knew that's where I wanted to go. It was kind of like a Marine recruiting ad,
Yeah.
You know, the few, the great. So.
Oh, yeah, buddy.
Yeah, it really was. Okay, we'll check you out
Bye,
later.
sweetheart.
Okay, bye-bye. Here, plug sleep. I like the people on here. They're fun.
Okay, they told me 1 month because they hired the retarded there. They're charging me for outbuildings that I don't have, and they're charging me like $227,000 for the contents of the house. Well, I don't have that.
What are you looking for?
I'm just acting silly.
Okay.
And they have
Too much going on.
$333,000 for the house itself, which is higher than its appraisal. Anyway.
I'm waiting for Grace to bring me back
My
my
Allstate guy said that he would handle it after we buy it.
Reprogrammed.
And look at it.
cigarettes.
Because I don't think I need.
Gracie took 'em?
Grace.
Grace.
Grace. My friend Grace.
Oh, your friend Grace. Okay.
Well, my bank,
Yeah,
already did it
yeah,
once, so
Gracie
that was
took it.
approved. They got the.
Well, when I was Gracie's age,
Okay, you can check.
we used to take Granddad Jim's snuff cans,
I mean, I will have it.
put in Hershey's chocolate and sugar,
Oh, yes.
and then,
Yeah, we did stuff like that too.
that's right, did you? Yeah.
Okay.
That's how it goes from generation to generation.
And it's what is funny,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Hmm.
no
Yeah,
matter
I'm sure
how
we
far
can just
advanced
cash.
you get in your
Well, yeah, because
intellect
they're
or
just putting a lot of
whatever,
extra expense that we don't need.
there's always that
So,
thought that
Okay.
Look what I grew up with.
I have like $1 million liability.
You always have your youth. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
And they said
That's
they're
right.
gonna transfer my liability insurance to this property.
But you know that's true with everybody, I think.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Good, and he's not mentally challenged. You just can't believe that.
But I think ours may be more since we
They've never
were
had
from
a
West
second
Virginia.
house. They had never done anything.
More than, well, more than you were even.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I was just here on weekends and
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
For like a month.
Very, very much different. But I used to get around Mom.
And talk about.
No, no, and I was around her,
Okay,
you know, when I was 40 and 50. And after about an hour, I would go, Mom, I don't want to cut my hair. You know, you kind of digress to that, to whoever you were when you're related to them. It's just funny.
so I figure we're gonna be into it like $1,000 a month.
I want to see what she finds out about Butcher.
Okay.
Like, is she talking to somebody?
She's talking to Butcher.
Yep.
Oh, to Butcher.
Okay, all right, we'll both work on it. All right, bye.
What's the problem now?
Okay.
That's not a very nice thing to say.
Yeah, even if it's true.
Yeah.
The bank requires insurance, which we got the policy.
Right.
We had to get it from West Virginia, even though it's Allstate. You know, we have an Allstate person in Texas. They would have to write it.
Can you speak up?
Yes. Thank you. They called about the insurance on the house.
Yes.
And we bought insurance already.
Yeah.
And we bought it through Allstate. And even though we have an Allstate representative in Texas, they wouldn't let us go through him. They said we had to go through West Virginia to write it. But later he said he will manage it for me. So if I have a problem here, if you call me and say it burnt down or something, you know, then I will go through the guy in Texas. Well, the people that were here were retarded. They had never, ever written a policy for anybody who bought a second home. So they didn't know how to do that. They had never written a policy for anybody who lived out of state. And they said, so they had two people, and neither one of them knew what to do. And they said the only one that might know what to do is on vacation for a month. So they gave me a policy that was ridiculous. They said, well, you have to do the package. That's just the way it is. They had me down for $333,000 for the replacement cost of the building, which is a lot higher than it should be. They had me for $221,000 for the contents inside, which, you know, I don't have that good of furniture.
That refrigerator ain't that good.
I know. And they had another couple $100,000 for the outbuildings. Well, there aren't any outbuildings.
No outfit.
And I said that. She goes, well, that doesn't matter. With this policy, you still have to have it. Because they didn't know how to do it any different. So.
We're going to claim that old garage up there and burn it down. Get $250,000 from it.
There you go. So
Yeah.
did you get
If you're gonna-
Allstate then?
Yeah, well,
Did
you get
because we needed to get it right away because of the closing. We only had like a couple days to get it through because we were trying to get everything
And
done.
we've always had Allstate, and we thought it'd be real simple to
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah, we've had Allstate for 39 years, so we didn't think this would be an issue. So the bank told me that they require us to pay for 1 month insurance, you know, to get it going.
Right.
And we thought that's good because later we want to tweak it a little bit.
Yeah.
And plus, we didn't want to pay for a year when, what if it didn't go, something happened, it didn't go through? We didn't think they'd give us our money back. You know, they're not notorious for that. And so, my bank approved it. I paid for 1 month. It started last week on the 26th, because that's when we were supposed to get the house. Now he's saying that he thinks the bank wants us to pay the full year.
You gotta be kidding me.
No. So, I have to call them again tomorrow and ask them if they're going to make us pay the whole year, which I don't want to because I wanted to change it. Also, we have a
Did
million...
you think about going to where the insurance was originally?
I don't know. Who did she have? Do you know?
Yeah, same Collins, Jim Collins.
No, we didn't. we didn't know that was an option. And also, we have $1 million umbrella policy on our ranch.
Does he represent a certain,
And
He has
my
multiple
Allstate agent
companies.
said
Oh,
that
okay.
he will
He is the one that
extend that
Betty
to
deals
cover
with,
our
too.
second home.
okay.
So did you hear that?
Huh.
Eventually, my Allstate agent in Texas is going to extend our $1 million policy, you know, in case someone dies or
Right.
gets hurt, or I was thinking about four-wheeling accidents or something,
Mhm.
and maybe for life or
Yeah.
whatever, that they would extend it to our second home, because it goes for all of our belongings.
Yeah.
So I thought that was one reason I wanted to keep it.
Yeah,
With
and
Allstate.
well, and the guy in Texas, I can understand that, but
Yeah.
if they make you pay a full year, I think I would go
I know. The only thing is
talk
it's
to
not-
Collins, Jim
I
Collins.
think we would, we
Take
just
too long.
don't have time, we're running out
Well,
of
see,
time.
the-
Well, he's right next door to
Oh, he is to Butcher?
Butcher. He's like
Yeah, he's
right
the one,
down.
I have him.
Yeah, Jim Collins. That's who Jenna has.
Well, we did this because we thought it would be easy.
Easier. Well, and
For
we did in
getting it done
Texas.
quickly and for getting it to our bank and,
Yeah.
you know.
But if they're going to make you pay a whole year, I think I would check into, especially if you got it, like you said, it needs to be tweaked. I'd find somebody else. If you're going to pay that kind of money,
Yeah.
you might as well check it
Well,
out.
I'm gonna
have
find
it
out
tweaked.
tomorrow whether we might.
Yeah,
be
they're a
stuck with
big
it.
bloated bureaucracy, it
We
sounds
might
like.
be
Yeah.
stuck with this for a year because, see, if we go to someone else, then we have to get that approved
Oh,
from the
yeah.
bank, and we have to send them all the paperwork, and then that wouldn't mean we could close tomorrow.
Right.
We don't have enough time to change.
Right.
So, it's only 80-some
I'm so sorry about Jenna coming back. That's, man,
At least they got a couple days.
I guess so.
Except for John got in a herd of jellyfish. Herd? I didn't know that's what they were
Oh,
called.
is that
He got stung. So
Yeah,
He's a
jellyfish.
mess.
You know, some of those are poisonous and
I know,
life-threatening.
and it's,
That's what the crocodile hunter, that guy on TV got killed from.
yeah.
They have this little, they have,
Yeah.
no, it was a stingray, was it a jellyfish or a
It
stingray?
was stingray.
Stingray, yeah, but with the crocodile hunter, the little spear went right through his heart.
Well,
So not a pretty sight.
My dad's second wife, my mom died, but his second wife's grandson, only grandson, he got stung by one, and he was hospitalized and almost died. He was in the hospital 2 weeks.
Mm.
And so, yeah, he swims all the time in the Gulf, but the one that was real poisonous got him.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Well, Jenna, that was earlier today, and I've texted her back and forth a couple of times. So she hasn't mentioned it since, so I assume he's okay. And
She didn't.
they're leaving at midnight.
okay, that's probably good.
Well, didn't you say he's coming back with her?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
That's
So
probably
he's
good.
clearly
At
good
least
enough
she
to
can take
travel.
him
Right.
before she goes to the closing. And that way if something happens, they have a little extra time.
Well, and
In case the car
he
breaks
just
down,
didn't
get
want her
a flat tire.
driving it overnight by herself, so he's like,
Well, especially with her being stressed.
and I think Riley would rather stay.
Oh, of course.
Yes.
He's having a great time.
Where are they at? They're on the coast in Virginia, or?
And yeah,
Oh,
in
okay.
Virginia, yeah.
That's where John's from.
Well, that's
Oh, is that
good to know
right?
that we're not
From
that
the
far
coast?
From the
Yeah.
coast. It seems farther. You know, in our minds, it seems a lot farther.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we loved it when you suggested we went to that boardwalk
Mm-hmm.
and that Ocean City.
Ocean City, I love
Oh,
Ocean
we
City.
loved it. It was
I
so
loved
great.
it. Was. It's
It was
not
so great.
stuffing hot, and it was just awesome. We loved it when we went.
And we really needed that restful time in between the two rushing times of Washington D.C. and New York City.
Mhm.
Because you're just so going.
Now, last year when they came back through, they were coming back through and they showed Gracie where the White House was, and she wanted to stop and pee, and she said, Obama won't let me use his bathroom. He's a nice guy.
She really said that?
Yeah.
Oh my
She doesn't
God.
know he's not a nice guy?
No.
Okay.
No. Even though it's funny, when she was little, whenever
That's funny.
the first time he ran for election and everything like that, do you remember us playing the games with her, Aunt Betty?
What?
We told her that John McCain sent her a Care Bear in the mail, and it had the Republican tag on it,
Yeah.
and then Richard would do something, or Jenna would do something democratically, and so then Brad, Misty, and I would do something Republican and try to persuade her that that's who she needed to vote for.
Good for
We told
you.
her that Obama was going to kill all the Care Bears. He did not
Who
like-
said that?
We did.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah.
That's good for you.
He is mean. He's going to kill all your Care Bears.
It isn't.
He's going to chop their heads off.
It isn't exactly true, but it's in.
Yeah.
It's on.
It worked for her. It was hilarious. So one week she was a Democrat, and the next week she was a Republican. It was like back and forth, back and forth.
Oh, geez.
It's like her right now. I'll say to her, she'll say something so Catholic, and I'll be like, Gracie, are you Catholic or are you a Methodist? I don't know. My mom hasn't told me yet.
Oh, gosh.
She's waiting for her mom to tell her what she is.
I see.
As long as she's a Christian.
Yeah.
Oh, well, we'll have to work on our politics.
Yeah, we do. No, Jen actually changed hers to Republican too after she got rid of Richard.
Oh, was Richard Democrat?
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I wouldn't think he would be.
Your maid always tell him, damn Democrats are going to go to hell.
A lot of them are. Yeah.
Well, you know, they tried to vote God out of the convention. That was pretty terrible this year.
Yeah.
They're trying to get rid of God in every way they can.
And it's getting worse.
Yeah, we've really gone way down in our level of freedoms in religion. So,
We better get back.
are you coming for massage?
You should. Say yes.
I really don't have the time, but I would love to see the video.
You'd rather see the
Oh, we
video
can
than
watch
get
a
a
video.
massage?
Well, I like having a massage too, but I
You
don't
can't do both. You can't watch that video and see the massage.
No, I know.
Or you can't watch the video and see the massage. That didn't come out right.
Have
know.
a
No,
You-
I did not.
You wouldn't be
Yeah.
able to see if you're looking down in the floor, the table. Well, I'm going to leave the table here, but still, it'd be nice if you didn't have to wait that long. So,
Or, you know, I don't know how lively Betty's feeling, but I could bring the computer up here and show you.
Hey Betty, how would you like to see a video?
Are you too tired?
it's one of the old Mark's reunions.
1984.
It has more meat in it,
Oh, really?
but not real good. Inside the house, it was kind of dark. But what's really fun is it has a lot of Kirk, and it has a lot of Jeremiah with the
Yeah.
stick and the apple, and we see Jenna and Misty when they were young.
I don't think so.
Not tonight? Okay.
Okay.
Okay, you can come down and we can watch it.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to have to put some water in the pool right now. I have to wait a few minutes.
Okay, sounds good.
And I was
It's a
going to
little
get in
low.
today for a few minutes because I was so stressed.
I'm so nervous over tomorrow, I don't know what.
Well, we'll be we're just going to think we're going to be celebrating tomorrow night.
Okay.
So think about how you want to celebrate.
Okay. I'll be
Maybe
thinking.
you'll be able to go with us.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe we'll have you go out to dinner with us. It'll be your first time out for fun. And everybody will be real excited.
Yeah.
If we
Either
don't
that
take, if
or
we
we're
don't
the
take
depths of
Misty out to
despair.
dinner soon, she's going to disown us as her family.
What?
I said, if we don't take Misty out to dinner soon, she's going to disown us as her family.
Oh, for her
Oh,
birthday.
Yeah, because you know how she is. It's supposed to be the whole week, and we haven't done anything. It's already passed.
Yep.
We're getting older.
How old are you?
I'm 59.
69.
59.
I know.
60. Oh, you're
59.
That wasn't
But
nice.
I'm thinking, I mean, my arms a year or so ago looked really good, but now they're starting to get the flap.
Yeah.
I
See?
like that. It doesn't, I'm so athletic on the ranch. I mean, I work all the time. You wouldn't think I would get that.
You think
It's
you'd
just
have
gravity.
all these muscles.
It's great.
Yeah, you're just doomed. Can't.
Oh, Debbie, we'll go down and you just stop. We have to walk down and I'll get things set up and you can stop down and you can watch it.
Okay.
Now, there's two things that we can see. We'll look at the 84 reunion first,
Okay.
but we also have one of Ormita's funeral in 93. So some good videos of that.
And Betty would be in that one.
Yeah, Betty's in there with the other ones.
I know. I don't
And the best one is
You don't want to see it?
Jack.
Oh, because of the memories, yeah.
Oh, Jack and Jack babysitting Jeremiah and Joshua was terrible. Bob was videotaping.
Oh, it's not that bad.
Lenore and I were shopping. Oh no, it's really bad. Joshua was on the bed and they let Jeremiah jump on the bed right next to the baby. Right next to him. And he goes flying everywhere. And then Jeremiah just gets down there and jumps on him and wrestles him.
It's kind of cool.
I was going, this wasn't so good. And they're taking a picture of it. And I'm thinking, they didn't show me this video.
Well, let's go down. I'll get set up then. Okay?
Okay,
Good. Do you want to come down with Debbie, or do you want to come down with me?
I'll come down with Debbie.
Okay, sounds good. We'll see you there.
You can get that set up.
I can't get that set up.
Get your applesauce.
I hate when people forget their applesauce.
Yes, don't you?
I do. It's just,
No, I am, no, the water's too low in the pool.
And
A little bit
yes,
of time
and
left.
I would have turned.
to bed, so, I don't know.
And if we would have known that, we wouldn't have let Ray pick that room.
Yeah,
But we didn't know that.
yeah.
And we knew, she didn't allow any smoke in the house, and we wouldn't ever, Ray would never smoke in the house.
Oh, she
Never
told us
smoke.
something interesting. I didn't know this. She said she blocked out as a kid her, Jimmy's death.
Seeing it, she saw him dead.
And then one day, something happened, and she said it all just came back. What
She saw
Gracie,
car falling over her side or something.
I've heard about those suppressed things, but
From
she said
the
it wa-
road
yeah.
Mhm.
and down. Yeah,
Where were you when that happened? You were
I was in Florida,
Florida, yeah.
and I was okay. But when it came time to get off the plane,
Yeah, that's when the
I looked down, and Jimmy's idea of fun was always to meet me when I would come home, and I would buy all their lunches, all their suppers or whatever. And I looked down there, and I saw Max. And I started boo-hooing, and I couldn't stop.
Yeah, it was terrible.
Finally, the pilot came back and said, I understand your problem, take your time. And so he kind of walked me off there.
Wow.
And got me
It's
off.
hard. It's really
Yeah.
hard. Well,
I mean, it's hard enough when somebody dies and you know they're going to die.
Yes.
But
yes.
when it's totally unexpected, that's just
Absolutely.
that's a
and when they
gut
have
punch.
4 beautiful girls
Yes.
that they're raising without the mother,
Mother.
that's even makes it worse.
Yeah.
Was Jimmy and Sylvia married then?
No, remember they got
That
a
was
divorce
after the divorce?
and
Yeah.
Armida was helping with the girls.
Well, she had custody.
She
She and
did.
Jimmy
Oh
had
yes,
custody.
the girls.
Really?
Oh yeah, honey,
Which
you don't
is,
remember that?
well, I guess I did, but I never
Now,
thought
she
about
didn't
it.
want, it was something to fight Jimmy with, because he could raise the devil about things. But, it was never, he was there to see that they got to all of the things in high school and things like that sports.
It's very unusual the mother doesn't get
Yeah.
custody, so
Oh,
something
yes,
must have.
absolutely. And it was evident.
Was
And,
it?
yeah. And so.
I guess Debbie
Huh?
Debbie said she didn't think much of her mother or something. It's too bad.
I think that's one reason Debbie's very attached to me.
Right. She
I-
adopted
Yeah.
Aunt Betty as her surrogate mother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of.
We
I
We know
didn't
that.
have kids, and I love Debbie with all my
And you
heart.
knew she needed somebody when you
Oh,
came.
definitely,
Yeah,
yes.
she did. And Ormita needed some backup and help
Yeah,
too.
Yeah, yeah.
No,
Yeah.
Jack and Lenore were really happy that Ormita did that, but of course they were worried that she could handle it at her age.
Well, yes,
Yeah.
and then, I financially helped,
Mhm.
for about 11 years for her, so
Mhm.
that was a lot.
That was
Yeah.
good. And I know Jack and Lenore would come and buy all kinds of things too and
Yeah.
give Ormita
Yeah.
money for
Yeah.
them.
Well, this was for home health and care and
Yes.
that sort of thing.
Well,
Oh,
Last,
you mean Ormita? You helped Ormita or you helped the
Yeah,
girls?
Ormita.
Oh, you helped Ormita.
Well,
Yes, I know.
Ormita
Yeah.
and, well, I knew Mother would, she wanted to buy Debbie clothes. And,
All of them.
And all of
yeah, all the
them.
girls
And,
want clothes at that age, and you know how important it is at that age.
Yeah, that's right. And so I helped her with that. And
Yeah.
she had little retirements and Dad's Social Security. And the girls had Social Security, but Mother wouldn't take it. She thought it was
So they just had it to spend
They
on
didn't call it
themselves?
welfare. Where was I reading? There was a
welfare.
name
She called
for
it
it.
welfare.
Yeah, but it was,
It's a Social Security for people who have parents who died.
Yeah.
It's a survivors, like, they
Yeah.
have it for children where parents die and they don't have any.
yeah.
Yeah.
That was good. So she let them just save it up, or did they just buy their own clothes and
They bought stuff.
Mhm.
And
But that helped her, then she didn't have to use her little bit of money for that.
No, I don't know. They blew it within a week or so.
Yeah,
They blew up.
their Social Security checks.
Oh, did they?
Yeah. So, I was upset, but I figured Mother knew what she was doing.
So that makes me feel better. That's one, otherwise we probably wouldn't have bought it because we're scared.
I remember your dog, Lady.
What?
Remember your dog, the boxer,
Yeah,
Lady?
Lady?
Yeah.
Is that in Ohio?
Yeah.
Was it?
You told me one time, the more I petted her, the better friend she would become. So I petted her for hours, and she was only a friend for about a minute. And then she went away, so
I
Too
didn't show
much.
you what I know.
I thought that I had invested 2 hours just petting
Well, if you
her.
hadn't pet her, she would have been your friend for a minute.
Maybe so, I don't know.
Maybe she went away because she didn't want to be petted anymore.
It could be.
She got enough petting in.
She had a bald spot.
Yeah, maybe I rubbed her raw or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we bought
What happened to Lady? She just got old
Got
and
ran
died?
over.
She got run over?
Uh-huh.
Oh, boy.
She ran away and
Who was telling us? Debbie said she kept buying dogs and running over them. Debbie?
She says she's had several dogs.
Yeah, she keeps running over. So she bought a,
Rottweiler.
yeah, so she wouldn't have to,
So she ran it over, wouldn't kill it, it just kind of.
Yeah. They'll bite your tires.
oh, that is funny.
I think
Now, I went up and checked your cabin, and it's all squared up,
good.
so
Good.
the refrigerator's on, okay?
What about the air conditioner?
It's off.
Okay.
All the windows and doors are locked.
That's good. Although it's good to have someone up there every so often to get the airflow.
I know. I need
really-
to put somebody up there.
Yeah, it helps to have someone go and open the windows and air things
Air it
out.
out.
Well,
Have you
if I
thought-
can figure out a way to get Randy there when Jean is not here.
Right. Now you gotta check the calendar. That was terrible.
Yeah.
I wasn't
Well-
here for that. I wish I was.
And he doesn't trust him, and he has the right to tell people he doesn't trust to stay off his property. And he,
Boy, Gina's done a lot.
oh my gosh, he
very-
works.
I know, he's a workaholic. He
Mhm.
really is.
He
I-
and Ray and Chris were working up there fixing Basil's fence because some of it had broken down.
Yeah.
But he thought if they sold Basil's
No.
property,
Basil moved it over onto us.
yeah, in one part
He
Basil
moved
moved
it
it
up this
over
way.
because he didn't want to put fence posts in.
I
He
know.
wanted to wrap it around trees. So
Yeah. When
So,
I heard
um,
Well,
that.
now all the trees grew around the barbed wire.
Yeah.
So we had to go up and chop little chunks out of the trees to get the barbed wire out.
And one was a really beautiful walnut tree.
Yeah, Gina's upset about that one.
He said if my cousin Basil wasn't dead, I'd kill him today.
well,
Basil was an unusual man.
I didn't know he spelled his name with an E. It's Basel. We went up and looked at the tombstone. Either that or somebody misspelled it on the
Somebody
tombstone. It's Basel.
I saw he spelled it with an I.
On the tombstone, it's
So did we.
Basel.
Well,
the tombstone's different than what we thought. But then, who knows?
What's his tombstone? Because
His
it's
kids-
Basil Night and it's, 2000.
Yeah, his kids should know. I mean, whoever.
It's right there next to you, Betty.
Debbie.
Oh, good. See if she's coming for massage.
Hello. Yes, I did.
Have you given him a
Just
massage?
sitting
Chuck?
here
No,
listening
we
to
went to
Bob and
last
Connie.
night, but she chose to watch the video
How
instead.
do
and
you
she's
feel?
excited about it.
Oh, you feeling sad? Are you? Okay. So, yeah. That's good. How's John feeling? Okay, is she okay? Huh? What's she doing? Oh. Well, if she gets an opportunity, tell her come over. Huh? Oh, just a minute. I'll let you talk to Bob. Bob.
Oh,
Is it Jenna?
Yeah, no, it's Debbie.
Debbie. Let's see if
She's
she's
hello,
going
it's
to
Bob
home.
Marks.
She's going to home.
Hi, Debbie Ellison.
No, she's taking care of the kids.
Okay. So she's not coming over. Oh, she's sewing her massage.
Oh, okay.
Wish I could stand there.
Do you have it? Oh, you mean like from YouTube? I don't have it on YouTube yet. No, I don't. But I did give Jenna on a memory card all of the videos. So if you got that from Jenna, you could watch. And when I get it on YouTube, I'll make sure you know. Okay? Okay.
Tell her bye.
I want to talk to
Well, I think there's some stuff on there. If you go, I have a website called Miss Inga Nyball. MISS. Okay. Isn't that a great website? Miss Inga Nyball.
Her last name's Nyball.
What?
Her last name is Nyball.
Nyball.
Nyball. Inga Nyball. Miss Inga Nyball.
Missy and I.
Okay, Miss
Jesus.
MISSINGA
Ugly eye thing with the false eye and
NYBAL. BAL. .com.
Now, when are you?
And if you hit on contents, I have a bunch of videos there,
some stuff.
but on the bottom, there's this little P. It's kind of a secret P. It's for personal. And if you scroll down to the bottom and click on P, you'll get some of the personal ones. I think I have For example, the ones that Max gave me, I think I've downloaded there. But anyway, that's where I'll put it eventually. But I'll email you when I get it, okay?
She wants to show her.
Okay, here's Aunt Betty.
Oh, I want to talk to her
Oh,
too.
hold on.
Hi, Debbie. Well, I was hoping you could come over for your massage tonight. Okay, that's what I thought. That's what, Aunt Betty just said. But still, I was hoping to help you. I can't believe it. So, what is Jenna just going to sleep, or is she going to go out, or?
Jenna was up all night.
Right. It was pretty awful. We're so mad at that butcher, we could strangle him. $3,800 for nothing. And then at the end, he admitted that he hadn't even looked through the papers. He said he hardly spent any time on the lien, and that was the whole thing he told me he meticulously went through. He out and outright lied and just took her for all he could. But he had us over a barrel, because if we complained, the sale wouldn't have gone through, and our loan would have canceled, and Richard would have sued Jenna, so we didn't know what to do. We wanted to defend her, but we didn't know. We told her we'd cancel the sale. It was okay if she wanted to stop it and we'd start all over somewhere else. But she said no. And then they charged her an extra $5,000. I can't find, they never credited our $5,000. It's a chocolate peanut butter cake. And it looked really good. It's going to be in the refrigerator, so when she comes home with the kids, she'll have something to celebrate them coming home to their house. And I got some dog food and some other things that I knew she needed. So I really was hoping to see you, though. I know. Oh, yeah. Right. No, I have to do it another time. You want to show
We're going to
Kirk,
have to go
too.
pretty quick. This book Dynasty comes up. So.
What'd you say?
Have you watched Dynasty?
Well,
No,
we're
it's
excited
funny.
about the house, but we're also sad about it because we don't want to displace her. But we're sad about what happened. We wish we could have figured out a better way how to do it differently. But we didn't know. We couldn't. All of us, we didn't know. We felt helpless. We sat for hours in there while he did the work he was supposed to be doing all week. So. Okay.
Are you coming over tomorrow? No. Why don't you? Okay. Well, it may be that you will want to bring them over. Huh? Yeah. You sound like you don't know what's going on either. Okay. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.
I told Connie that there's two things you do. If somebody crosses a line, this is something my uncle, I'm sorry, I'm changing subjects. Uncle Ray, when he was a POW, he was in camp and the SS officers had something they called a deadline. And it was a line, and it was called a deadline because if you crossed it, you would be shot. Really a literal deadline. So in the evenings, the SS officers would suspend the deadline. They would sit on a balcony and throw food down and watch the prisoners fight over the food. It was terrible. And Ray had very bad dysentery, and he was late for the food. And he came around the corner and he saw all of these guys fighting. And he thought, what have I become? And he decided there that in life, there were certain lines that you didn't cross. And that was a line that he would not cross anymore. He would not fight for the food. And I always thought that was good advice. And it's good advice for Butcher too. You either go after him, if it's a fight you want, you go after him and you go full bore, or you forget it. Just let it go. And if you do just something little, it's petty.
It's leave it alone.
Yeah, either leave it alone or go after it totally.
Yeah, give up.
You know,
But you
one
have
thing,
something
I don't know
motivation.
if you feel up to it, but who was I talking? Oh, yeah, you know about Ed.
What?
Ed Hersman.
Yeah.
And I have to get that printed out for you. Now, I'll try to remember.
Yeah,
Do you have an envelope with your address on it? Do we have her address?
Of course.
I do, yeah.
Okay.
Of course you have her
It's under
address.
Christmas cards.
Yeah, we do too when we send them. We usually make them and sometimes we don't get them sent.
Have you ever thought about
Last two.
kind of writing down your memories?
I already
things
talked to
of
her
that?
about that. She's told me
And
that she'd start doing
you
it.
don't even have to write it down anymore. Just
I
get
know.
just get a voice recorder and talk about it, and that would be because
I know Jill wanted me to talk to somebody about Paul and his the fact that over at the church, a young boy who was kind of retarded, but he needed a heart transplant.
was this he was albino?
What?
Was he an albino?
No.
No, that was someone else. Okay.
Yeah, and so anyway, Paul befriended him, and he went down to, he had to have a heart surgery, and he went down to Charleston, and he got up about 3 in the morning, and I said goodbye to him, and so he took off down to Charleston, and that evening it was late, and I couldn't get him, he wasn't getting home, and so anyway, they didn't get the boy out of recovery, and Paul waited out there with his grandfather and so forth, and so he said, so the doctor came out and said, are you the to his grandmother, are you the grandmother? And yes, and then he looked at Paul and he said, and you must be Paul. And he said, well, it said, yes, I am. And he said, oh, I asked him if he had anyone who prayed with him. And he said, yes, I do. And I know that God will listen to them. And he said, and it's to Paul prays for me, and my grandmother prays for me. And so he said, I have never met a person before that a person gave me as their model of who to be. And he said, and you are it.
That's really.
I know,
Wow,
I know
God bless him.
Jesus, and now I know Paul. I thought, what
Wow.
a thing.
That was a nice
to say.
thing.
And that was just about the best you could say about him. You know,
That's
I
really
didn't
great.
even know he was, and, you know, he died 3 weeks later.
Paul did.
But he wasn't going to be held back. Isn't that wonderful?
He spent his time on the important things.
Yeah, on the important things.
That's right.
Yeah.
I know I liked him whenever I was around him.
Yeah, he was.
I liked his countenance.
How'd you ever
Sweet
meet
spirit.
Paul?
I worked with him. He was a co-worker.
Oh, was he? Okay.
In at Jackson Memorial Hospital, and we developed a program with Paul's help. I didn't know anything about it. I'd come out of school systems, and but in which you could take isolated areas of the mind and develop them in such a way that they could perform certain jobs that they could get paid for.
Oh,
They could earn a living for. So that's what we did if they were paralyzed or whatever.
sounds like occupational therapy almost.
It
Well, it is
is.
occupational,
It is.
but not. It's broader than that because it's mental and all sorts of things.
Okay. Huh, that's interesting.
Yeah,
But that's what OTs do.
yeah, kind of, yeah.
Yeah, they work in all the areas.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's what I was going to school for.
Yeah.
Until I was allergic to the formaldehyde and had to quit.
Wimp.
Well,
Yeah.
my allergies have been a problem my whole life.
Yeah.
I have to fight them all the time.
Her great aunt was one of the founders of occupational therapy
She's credited for it.
at
She had the first
Wayne
school.
State. Yeah,
Yeah, she's an amazing woman.
Or
She developed
Wayne's
the
World.
field in World War II with all the soldiers that came back that were injured.
Yeah.
It's pretty amazing.
and that's where it
We
started.
went to visit the university that she started the program in, and we mentioned.
Where was it?
It was in Detroit, Wayne State University.
Okay, I know where that is, yeah.
Yeah, and they said, "You're Barbara Jewett's family?" We credit her with being the founder of occupational therapy.
Yeah.
We have her in our books. We have her pictures on the wall. We have all this stuff, you know. It was pretty fun.
So, Betty, how's your smoking doing?
What?
You're smoking.
Smoking.
Yeah, you doing,
I know.
you
You're
cutting
quitting
back?
smoking. Are you still quitting?
I would
Still
know
cutting down?
my Grace went to get mine fixed because somehow it wasn't charging.
Oh, okay.
So they went to get it fixed, and it's still not fixed. So
Oh, you're, okay.
I'm doing.
You have these?
See, I just do a little bit.
Ray calls those halvesies.
What?
Halvesies, like a halfsies.
Yeah, I do that.
Yeah.
I do it. Well, I do about a third of
Thirdsies?
Thirdsies.
Wow. Have you ever figured out how many cigarettes you've smoked in your life?
even.
How old were you when you started?
I was through college.
So
Really? Most people
21?
start in high school or college, not when they're adults.
So 21?
No, Mother said she'd take me out of college.
Oh, really?
Uh,
But she started smoking when Jean was born, if I remember right.
I know.
Okay.
Mhm.
She
And
want me to.
so you've been smoking about 60 years.
Yeah.
And how many packs did you smoke on average?
I'd say a pack a week.
A pack a week?
Not a pack,
A
Carton.
carton.
I was gonna say, I think you smoke more than that.
Yeah, but
Okay.
a carton a week.
Either that or when you look at me, you just want a cigarette. That's right, what Ray says. I give him so much stress, he's gonna have a cigarette.
Okay, that's 3,120
Oh, shut up.
cartons. No, wait.
Shut
And there's 10. How many is
And
there?
now-
Shut up!
And I found out
Yeah,
that I went to
200
this place and it said Marlboro
Of
carton
20.
was on sale.
Huh?
of
So I
20.
said, oh, it's on sale. It said special
20 in a
price
pack.
on sale. I said, well, how much is that carton of Marlboros? They said it's on sale for $48.
Yes.
I said, what? $48 a carton? And that's the sale price?
Yeah, I can get them in Kentucky for 34,
For what?
a carton of cigarettes. So
Okay.
I'll be stopping in Kentucky on the way home.
Betty, I've estimated that you have smoked in your lifetime 625,000 cigarettes.
That's a lot of time you've spent.
Now, here's something that's interesting. Next year, I will be 1 billion seconds old. No, 2 billion.
2 billion.
2 billion. So we're going to have my 2 billionth birth second party. 2 billion seconds.
Yeah, we're gonna let his kids buy the candles.
But
That's funny.
but a billion seconds is about 32 years. So
But
I'll
you
be 2
know,
billion seconds you're over 2 billion seconds old.
but you know how I think about that?
What was that?
Okay, we think about the federal debt.
16 billion.
16, it's now 17 trillion.
Trillion,
Yeah,
okay.
Trillion. Okay, I can hardly relate to the billion because the billion, you know, you've only had 2 billion seconds of life.
Yeah.
So a billion, you know, how can we relate to a trillion? So if you divide that trillion up for every person in the United States, we own a truckload of money.
Uh-huh.
I mean,
That's,
you have to act like it doesn't matter.
That's over about 32,000 years is a trillion seconds.
32,000 years?
32,000 years. If a billion seconds is 32 years, then you multiply by 1,000, 32,000. 6,200, 6,200, no, 625, 625,001. Okay.
All right, now,
Where's that dueling pistol, Betty? I'll get it for
okay,
you.
so how much, okay, Bob, how
600
much does an individual cigarette cost?
Oh, I don't know.
Well,
It's
it's,
changed over the
It's
years.
changed, but it'd be interesting to find out if you could figure out on average how much money she
Well,
spent in her
let's
lifetime on
do it
cigarettes.
for that year. Well, that's easy to do. How much is a
well, it's $4.48.
For a pack
A
of
pack.
20? Is it 20 in the pack?
Yeah.
So 448 divided by 20,
okay,
that's gonna be bad. When
cartons.
you multiply by that big number.
Carton, how many
And
are in a
then you
carton?
could have been
10?
rich.
I know I could have been.
And,
Especially if you would have invested in the right stocks.
okay.
It could have been
10,
cigarettes.
And then how much is it per pack?
20.
No.
20
cigarettes.
cigarettes in a pack.
Oh, no, but how much
20.
per pack for a cigarette? If you buy a pack of cigarettes, how much does it cost?
She said 448.
Just say 450 to make it.
Yeah,
Easy. In today's money, because I mean, before they were cheaper, but there's still been inflation.
That includes tax.
Oh, that's good. Thank God.
You don't do that.
Chris's mom found out she was spending between $500 and $600 a month on cigarettes. A month. And she's been smoking for she would just light one with another one.
Oh, I
She
couldn't-
just quit.
no.
Well, she lost all of her teeth last year. She had to have false teeth. And I said, well, that was from smoking, but she's not that old. She's younger than me.
Oh my.
I mean, you know. So I said, wow, that's a lot of money, because she works at the bank as a teller, so she doesn't make that much money.
Yeah.
After tax, after taxes. Most of her
how
money's
much a
going for
carton,
cigarettes.
how much a carton go for?
$48 and something, that doesn't include the tax.
That does include.
It does? Okay. It was almost $49. That was on sale. How much are they normally, Ray?
I get mine for 46 something.
You're buying the generic cheap ones?
Well, I buy cheap cigarettes, yeah.
Yeah. So if you buy the regular ones, they're
But,
$48.
well, Marlboro is gonna be like $56. a pack.
$56, Bob. See,
In Texas.
my family smoked Marlboro and my
Winston.
mother's, Winston and Salem. My mother smoked Salem.
Couldn't tell you Salem.
It was more expensive at the time than the others, but she liked it.
Marlboro's the Cadillac. It's gonna cost you more.
My goodness.
Where'd
Get
you
Canadian
guys eat?
cigarettes, they're only about
Well,
$28 a carton.
We ate at that, what's the name of that little restaurant we had lunch?
Audrey's?
Audrey's, it's a little cafe, it wasn't very good.
What, now, when Mom and Dad had the log cabin there, the log cabin restaurant, what's there now? Is it the Go
It's a
Mart?
bar.
It's a bar?
Oh, that's too bad.
Huh.
But Lenore had the restaurant, she
That must be
wasn't a
going
very
up the
good
street towards the bridge.
Yeah, I guess it is.
She said that
There's a bar in
that
there.
Jack just gave away too much, that he was too kind-hearted and couldn't make a profit. That'd be
Is that what it's called, the log
a hard
cabin?
time.
It was the log cabin restaurant.
Yes.
And I was only one or two,
I don't, yeah.
and it used to be when you got back the pop bottles and you had to turn in the pop bottles.
Oh,
Yes.
And
You got 2 cents.
yeah, and Mom and Dad used to say I would crawl back where the empty pop bottles were and I'd drink what was left in the bottle.
All those people drinking them, how terrible.
That was a funny part. And that they said that was one of the reasons they decided to sell the restaurant, because I was drinking all of them.
It's a wonder you didn't die of diseases getting all the germs from all those bottles.
Actually, it's only $150,000 you spent on cigarettes.
How much?
I don't think
$150,000.
that's right.
probably less because it didn't cost as much.
Well,
Yeah,
it's
but it's
years
still
ago.
inflation. Yeah, but it's still accounted for inflation.
in today's dollars.
Well, syntax, that's new.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's still accounted for inflation. 150,000. I thought it'd be even more. I bet you should check
I
your
need to go over
mail.
and take a shower. I smell like bleach. I can't get it off.
Oh, you'll be all clean.
Oh, I'm getting all.
Okay.
I was
Yeah,
worried about.
It's my phone. We came over in the Mayflower?
No, the
Yeah.
other boat with the group.
With the Mayflower.
With the king.
There's 3 boats, and then there 4 were originally 4, and one had to go back because it was leaking. It went back for about 3 months in the harbor, then it came another time. That's the one that she said that she thinks that your family came over on.
And we were on the leaky boat.
And we were on a leaking boat.
Okay.
And we settled where New Jersey and I think New Jersey.
Oh, well, we don't like the people from New Jersey very much.
New
When we were in
Jersey.
New York, Bob said he never met more rude people in his whole life.
Yeah, but this was 200 years ago, so
I
they
know,
probably
but now-
probably were okay back then.
Yeah, and I didn't know about it, and but it was just, I was so proud that we were the founders.
Now, which
of
branch of the
country.
family was that?
What?
Which branch of the family?
It was the Moors.
The Moors, okay. All right.
And apparently, Arnold Moore was a teacher, and he went to, I think it was William and Mary.
William and Mary.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
The
he.
college?
Yes.
Are you talking about William and Mary College?
And then he saved money from his teaching. And at that time, people stayed at a home, various homes, and taught at school. And so he married the girl at the home he stayed at.
Sarah.
Yes. And
Sarah Stout.
No.
No, that was
Grandma.
okay. He married Arnold and What was his wife's name? Arnold?
Arnold Moore and I'm having trouble with names anymore.
Okay, anyway.
Her name was Mrs. Moore.
Mrs. Moore, that's right.
It's probably in the cemetery, right?
It is, it'll be up there in the cemetery,
Yeah.
sure.
And Straley.
Straley, that's
Yes.
right. Because remember
Elizabeth-
the Amway thing?
Now that's who I'm named after. Elizabeth Straley.
Straley, okay.
Oh,
And
well, that's nice to know, isn't it?
yes,
Well, plus Elizabeth's such a beautiful name.
yes, I think so too.
I mean, I really do. No, I really do. It's always
Uh-huh.
been one of my favorites.
Well, mother was afraid they were going to call me Lizzie, that she changed it to Betty, so.
I had an Aunt Betty.
Yeah.
Yeah, she thought that too, but I thought Lizzie is cute.
I did too.
But she didn't want, and as close to
Hey,
Lizzie.
come here. Do
Well,
you
hi,
know
Grace.
these people?
Yeah, you met Grace. I met Grace.
Yeah, I met you last time.
Okay.
Oh, hi, Grace. I'm Bob Marks. I'm her significant other.
I'm
Okay.
my brother. Right. How
Nice
are
to
you?
meet you.
Good to meet you.
These are the ones that have bought Jenny's.
Yeah.
Well,
Grace,
It's
works
our
here.
We hope nothing screws it up, but we're trying to do it.
It isn't over till it's over, as they
That's
say.
right.
We
Yeah,
wanted,
so-
her to keep the house, but if she had to sell it, we wanted it to stay in the
Say the
family.
family, that's what we had talked about.
And that's all.
Yeah.
So we're talking about our heritage here,
Okay.
and who came over on the Mayflower and stuff.
Yeah,
It
and
was a
we
Mayflower
came,
group, it wasn't on the Mayflower.
uh,
There's a name to that
and
boat,
there-
I saved it that
I'm
top
thinking-
too.
all of their ancestors about are over on at this graveyard.
Yes.
So,
You know, Kent went up and showed us some Civil War graves up there.
oh really?
Yeah. Over, as you face the cemetery from the road, it's over there on the left side.
I went to a Republican women's talk, and they did the history of the founding of our country, and they talked about this very boat that you were talking about, Aunt Betty, and they talked about the people
Oh, that's yours.
on that boat were
Yeah.
pilgrims. They were true pilgrims who came through from England to the Dutch areas and were mistreated, and they finally were able to get on this boat, and they wanted religious freedom. She's doing it now.
Anything interesting?
No, I'm just looking at,
Are you having trouble reading it?
yeah,
Do you want me to read it?
yeah.
So what about the Marxes? The Marxes go back to John Marx and Levi, who were
James
adopted,
David,
and nobody knows
Well,
anything
not
more.
adopted, but-
Fisher.
They weren't
From
adopted?
the Fisher family.
Oh, I thought they were adopted.
No.
Oh, what happened? What? Come on, man.
This must be good.
It is, they were illegitimate.
Oh, yeah, oh, okay, they were illegitimate and they didn't want to live with their mother, or what?
No, they lived with their mother.
Oh, and what was her mother's
Marx.
name? Was the father's name Marx or the mother's name Marx?
The father's name.
Their father's name was Marx, okay. So you had two kids.
Yeah.
She didn't learn very quick.
We didn't inherit intelligence.
Jeez, oh Pete, that's
She must
something.
have thought he would
D-
change.
Is there anything known about him? Clearly, he was not a person who was responsible or,
For his family.
yeah, or. He didn't have it all upstairs, I guess. But he sired two illegitimate children, John and Levi.
And then lived with.
He lived with them.
Oh, wow.
Also, they lived out of wedlock then.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that,
So, modern
okay.
day living together.
Oh, okay, they were probably common law, probably
I think
then,
they were.
okay. So is anything known about this guy, even his name?
Oh, yeah. He was a coal miner.
Okay,
He was, the other John Marks.
That was Wirt's brother,
Yes,
the guy that played the guitar
yeah.
and said the secret of a good life is to get up every morning, have a drink of cold water and a rub of snuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he had 13 children.
Oh, okay.
John did.
The senior John or the,
No, the junior
oh, the junior John, okay.
had 13 children. And every time he had a kid, he had a big long porch. And he'd stand in that room.
It just had another room.
Well, he had
Judo,
13 kids? 13? You said 13?
13 kids.
I remember
Is it?
when I was at Hazel's getting up in the morning and hearing him play his guitar and sing.
Yeah.
He would do that every morning.
Oh, really?
Oh, then
Yeah, he would get up,
wake
get
and
a
sing.
cool drink of water, rub a snuff, and sit in his porch and play a song and sing at the top of his lungs.
Is he waking up all the kids?
I don't know, it's just, he just said that was the secret of a good life. I actually have a photograph of him,
Do you?
an old one, yeah, an older one,
13 kids.
yeah.
Did they all live?
All but one, and Dad and Uncle Bill were walking. And one of them got sick, and Tony, I told Paul about it when we met this guy over at Kroger's in Weston, and I went up to him and said, you know, I'm Betty Marks, and he said to me, you know, he was very happy to meet me and all this, and then I said to Paul, I had told him all about John Marks and my relatives.
Okay, the guitar player,
Yeah.
yeah, okay.
Guitar player, and and I whispered to Paul that that's Tony. He's the one that was coming down the lane there at Grandma's, and he looked at Dad and Uncle Bill, and he said, well, old Snowball died. And apparently the baby had been born, and it was sick, and it died.
And they called their baby Snowball?
They didn't bother naming it. Well, if you had 13 kids, you wouldn't know.
Yeah, I still would name him.
Wow. So old Snowball died. That was number,
So,
13?
Well, I don't know.
unlucky number, yeah.
Yeah, whatever it was,
if we go
Oh,
up in the
jeez.
graveyard, we look for Snowball.
no, you don't look at, no, that's the Marks side.
Oh, okay, okay.
Now,
my bad.
that's down
Oh,
at
okay.
Sand Fork. That's
Right.
where the Marxes are.
Right, okay.
Are they in this, where's the cemetery in Sand Fork?
This is the Moore Cemetery.
Yeah, this is the Moore Cemetery, and didn't turn to Marks till Jim Marks came here, yeah. Okay.
And Kurt found that sign over there that says Marks on it. On the,
Oh, yeah, and they, going up the hill there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hated it. It said Mark, and I just put this.
Oh, yeah, right.
You know the street in Sand Fork where it used to be called Markstown?
Yeah.
They misspelled it, did you see that?
Uh,
It's Mark Street, Mark, no S.
Mark Street.
Mark
They
Street.
left the S out.
That used to be the old
Yeah, left the
Markstown.
S.
Yeah, they left the S out.
Markstown, yeah.
So, go figure.
Yeah.
We're gonna sneak up at night and, yeah, I think so.
But
Should be printed in.
but you know, I think it's pretty cool.
What, our heritage, you mean?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it is,
I
it
think
is.
Yeah, I think it's unusual.
So Okay.
There-
The one that came over on the kind of the Mayflower, the fourth Mayflower ship.
Yes.
Yeah.
The one that came over on the fourth Mayflower ship, was that Arnold Moore's father, or was that Arnold Moore himself,
No,
or?
Arnold Moore was second or third generation.
After these Moors that came over
Yeah.
on the fourth Mayflower, okay.
So I don't know.
Okay.
There's Gene's got some of the history
Oh, okay,
of them and the names of them and so forth.
okay.
But I know that Arnold Moore, Elizabeth Straley, must have been very wealthy in that,
Really?
yeah, in that when the parents died of Elizabeth Straley, it was given to Eugene Moore, to the son of Arnold Moore,
Sure.
to determine, what was going on.
Oh, okay.
So I think we've got such a wonderful picture of life here that I just hope and pray we can make it.
Well,
Yeah.
that was so good. I was so happy you have chosen not to sell the cabin. I
Yes.
think that's a good idea for the same reason.
Well,
And
the
then
same
this-
reason that they gave it to me. They,
Your dad, yeah.
my dad
And Mom.
my mom and Dad built on it. A guy, I used to buy an 8-pack of beer and put it in the refrigerator up there. And I come back and it'd all be gone. But he would put up the cabinets and they'd sit up there and eat their lunch and have a beer.
Who would that? Jim and
Dad and
really?
Dad and Uncle Guy.
Yeah.
And
I never knew Granddad drank at all.
well, he didn't.
Oh, okay, but Guy did it. Just
He didn't that much, but he needed to get away from Mom because she was driving him crazy.
oh, really?
Yeah, and so that's what he did.
How was she driving him crazy? Just because of the thing that happened?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had an affair,
Yeah, I know that.
and I don't know. I remember her sending me to him since I was the only girl, and I talked him not to leave it.
Oh, really?
And I felt terrible about that,
How old were you then?
at 5.
Wow, what a responsibility,
I
huh?
know. I'll never be the same. No, but Dad loved me. And he yelled at the boys. But I don't know, he never yelled at me.
Not at the girls, huh?
No.
Wow.
And but it wasn't until later I learned to love him, and that I know when it came, I always bought Mom things for Christmas and stuff. I bought that dueling pistol and just all sorts of stuff upstairs.
Dueling pistols?
Yeah.
Just in case.
Well, they're authentic
Yeah, just in case something came up. Huh?
No, the boys went out and there's a bullet stuck in one in it, and they said it's not worth taking it out. So I just leave it up there to show people.
But once guns get confiscated more, maybe it will be worth fixing.
Yeah.
If Obama
Yeah,
gets
it's
his
hard to
way.
know.
Yeah, that's right. But I don't know.
Life is crazy. You following Obama at all? What do you think? Terrible, isn't it?
They're giving me a test of see well, pretty much what I'm always giving it to other people, but they asked me who was president, and I said I know who it is, but I'm not going to tell you.
Really, you say that?
Uh-huh.
No kidding. Wow. Wow.
So
But you don't want to call him your president.
that's right, and I couldn't. He said, "Well, what about the president before that?" Oh, I said that was George Bush. So
Oh, okay.
he knew I knew what I was talking about.
That is crazy. That is crazy.
But
What'd you hear about Basil's property? What, are they going to do anything with it?
I have no idea.
Okay.
We ought to buy that.
Well, we were thinking about it, and then I thought, we live in Waco, Texas. What are we going to do with extra? But if somebody,
take care of it.
yeah, exactly.
But
And it'd be another house, and I think that house is probably kind of like the schoolhouse. Probably needs to be taken
I
down.
think the
I
house
think
would
it
have to be
needs-
burnt down.
The burn down.
It's bad.
Or Basil's house.
Yeah, either that or turn it into a chicken coop.
What?
A chicken coop.
Get raised chickens.
Turn it into a
Yeah.
chicken coop.
It was terrible inside. That was years ago. And I can't imagine him doing anything more with it.
He
It was
didn't.
horrible.
And he'd sit around in his shorts.
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't go up there. Bless Paul. But he would go up. Paul never, he accepted all my,
Paul Marks?
No,
My-
Paul Jones.
Paul Jones. Oh, you're Paul. Okay. He was probably looking at Basil through the eyes of Christ, is what I bet he was doing.
I
You know,
don't know.
looking at him as a soul, and somebody that was. I mean, that's where Christ went, right? To
Yeah.
the drunkards and
Yeah.
things like that. So
But we would like to know what happens to the property or what they're going to
somebody told me that they had 3 heirs, and those 3 heirs, one wants to timber it and sell the property, one wants to not timber it and sell the property, and the third one doesn't want to timber it or sell the property. So who told me that?
I told you that.
Where-
because
did you tell me
Gene
that?
told me that.
Oh, okay. We got that from
Gene told
Jim.
me that.
Well,
But-
Gene would know.
But I don't know if he knows anymore. But if you hear anything, we'd be
Yeah.
interested in knowing. Just because.
Yeah,
Do you know how many acres it is?
Less than 100, if I remember.
Now, behind the church goes all the way up to Basil's.
Clapboard Lane?
Clapboard
Yeah.
Run. And we sold, or Ulysses Grant sold the
Neck hole.
no, that's
Oh.
up this way.
Oh, I'm sorry.
This is up sliding.
Okay.
Okay. And it goes up there pretty far.
Okay, he sold it to somebody else, I guess.
No, it's still Basil's.
Oh, still Basil's,
Right.
okay.
Yeah. We used to have our reunion there.
Okay.
At Basil's?
Yeah, up past Basil's. It would be in that meadow.
You had it in the meadow, the reunion?
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay. Okay, so not in a building.
No, it was
No.
just out, and I vaguely, I was just a little.
Oh, and they would still have reunions.
Yeah, and it would be, I sat by oh, it's like a punch bowl, and it was filled with fruit. And I remember standing there looking and thinking, that has to be the best fruit I've ever tasted.
Really?
Yeah.
So is Basil's wife, has she already died?
No,
Basil's
she
ex-wife?
died, and she's still living,
Oh, she's still living, okay,
but they divorced years ago.
right. So she. I
It
didn't
goes
know
to
she
his,
wanted
it goes to his children.
His kids, yeah.
One of which I gave a permanent mark to, if I remember right.
A what?
Boy, what's it? The young man's name who went into the ministry. One of Basil's
Those
sons.
kids?
Yeah.
Is it Jack? Was there a Jack? What were the names of the kids?
Was
Or
it
no,
Jackie?
maybe it was. No, it wasn't Jackie.
It must have been Andy's.
I think you're right. I did get them confused as a little kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet it was Andy's. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
But you know, I think we have an exciting life with all the characters we have in our family tree. But
You know what my mom used to say? She used to say when one of us got mean, she would say, it's those damn Radcliffe genes. So I guess the Radcliffes were pretty rough people, huh?
they were, well, they were terrible. I think I don't know, because I never allowed them to be around.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Well, see, when I was with my grandmother Hazel, I remember Duff riding up in I guess it was a Model T
Yeah.
truck or something like that,
Yeah.
and it would kind of tilt.
It
I mean,
tilted like that.
it did. How much he was? Must have been at least a 300-pounder.
He had to be.
Yeah, and he had those warts,
Uh-huh.
and they were ugly, man.
I know.
He was not a pretty man.
But you know what he did. I still have it upstairs.
What's that?
When I graduated from high school,
Yeah,
he came in. and-
Duff.
Duff.
Okay.
And I was down.
Now he was your great uncle, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was dusting the piano. And he threw this package. There. Here's a package for you. I picked it up. It was the most beautiful scarf I've ever seen. I still have it to
Oh,
this
wow.
day.
And he went out and got it, but he was afraid to show any emotion or love to you. Wow.
So,
Well, that was nice.
well, you have to take what you get.
So your reaction about those damn Radcliffe genes, that confirms it. Oh, geez. There used to be a charcoal drawing that Ormita had in her, up in the house
Yeah.
of, I think it was Henry Radcliffe. And it was a guy with a big long beard, and he kind of looks like Gene a little bit. But boy, he looks mean though, too. Yeah. Do you remember those paintings? You of course know the Arnold Moore painting, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you have that?
I do.
Great.
I do. And in fact, we were talking about if indeed the church ever goes back to Debbie, we might like to take the church and make it into a chapel in the Arnold Moore Museum.
I would love it.
Wouldn't that be great?
Yes, I'm for it.
And we could bring down all of those pictures. We could put the lineage, the history there. I don't know if we could get federal funding or anything, but it'd be kind of
Well,
cool
I
to have. I remember that. You tried to get it declared a landmark or something, yeah.
How old is is the church?
18. It burned. I forget.
Okay, but it was the 19th century sometime. And was it Arnold or List that put that big stone in front of the church that they hauled up with?
That was, it must have been Arnold.
I think it was either one of them. I remember because they used to have to do it in like horse-drawn carriages or
Yes.
horses and
What
stuff to
stone
put
are
it
you
there.
talking about?
There's a big
Big.
stone on the front porch of the church.
As you go into the church door?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
That great big slab?
And that was laid there by Arnold
That
Moore.
is a solid stone.
Wow.
Yeah, which is really something.
So is the church, is it sprayed for
And, but
bugs?
you could see the steps are like this now, where the footsteps have been worn.
Yeah. Wow.
But I wanted to do it. I don't know what, Lorna. It's a lot of spite work or something.
Spite.
Yeah,
Really.
that, just be careful of her.
Okay.
Because,
She wants a church to continue,
yeah.
so
well,
maybe she wasn't ready to make it into a museum?
No, well,
Is that what you're talking about? Or
no,
what, was something
it
else?
was, she, she didn't want to close it down, I think is what.
Well, that's what I was thinking, she hopes
you
it
were
stays
right.
going.
Yeah.
Well, which is okay, you know.
Huh?
Which is okay. If she keeps it going, she keeps it going. You know.
Yeah.
But it's
That's part of the
close to being
covenant.
But
closed
they
down.
couldn't do it if it was still a
Right.
That is.
Right.
church.
So if it closes, then who owns that church building? Is it the Methodists that own it?
No,
Or
it goes
does
back to
Marxism?
Well,
Debbie.
we think it goes back to the landowners, but I think it's going to be, I think they'll sell everything they can get out of it.
Well, there isn't much there to sell.
Yeah, but
Well, the seats.
the sea.
Oh, okay.
The bell.
They
Well,
took the bell down.
They took the bell
Oh,
down.
they did?
Well, it's out front,
Why?
isn't it?
I know
Like on a
it.
pedestal.
Why did-
Well,
Oh, that's right. The Kent built that.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Because it was getting too weak up there.
Yeah.
It would fall.
Yeah.
Now, do you have any remembrances of Ulysses S. Grant Moore?
Yes.
Do you?
Yes. I was,
Now he died pretty young, didn't he?
no,
Oh, he didn't. Okay.
no, he had a mustache that went like this.
Oh, really? With kind of a handlebars?
Yeah.
Because we have that picture of him with the straw hat with his all of his family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it had that, and then he had, but I remember, I always loved to sit on his lap, and I would crawl, up on him, and I would clean his fingernails and comb his hair.
Really? So he was pretty old, or was
No,
he just
I
a
was
young
like-
guy that liked little girls to comb his hair?
Yeah, I was like 4.
Okay, and he was what, in his 60s or?
60s, 70s.
I see. Okay.
And well, I was 5 when he died. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
I know how old I was, so
But the way you describe him, he looked kind of like a dandy. I think of somebody that kind of has
Yeah.
that mustache is kind of a dandy sort of guy.
yeah.
Was he?
And he had, and I remember I broke all the teeth out of that grandma's comb to clean these fingernails.
Now, this was, his wife was Sarah?
No.
No, I'm sorry.
Sarah.
Sarah Stout.
Sarah Elzera.
Sarah Elzera.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a pretty,
Elzera.
what a beautiful name. Elzera.
Now, that's either,
Yeah.
that's Arabic or Spanish.
Well, see, it was after the Spanish-American War.
So she was Hispanic? Probably, no?
No.
Oh, okay.
She was like the
And
name.
She
she
probably
was,
liked the name.
and she, he was like, the founder of the college, was, T.M. Marshall, was her uncle.
T.M. Marshall, the started Marshall,
No, Glenville State.
Glenville State, okay.
Okay, he founded Glenville State.
Okay.
And,
So they were from an educated family that valued education.
oh, very much. Well, you could see that we
But if you started in
really
university,
valued.
We really did, yeah. That was a big in
all
our
the
family.
teachers.
Because I could almost, those that value education, it's pretty easy to tell. Who,
Well, the fact Arnold was a teacher himself, so
yes,
that's where it came from.
Yeah.
Now, who is Sarah Stout?
that was Grandma,
That was Lys's,
wife.
I thought it was
Well,
something.
it was Sarah Elzera.
So was it Sarah Elzera Stout, or?
Yes, it was Stout.
Oh, okay, so her middle name was Elzera.
Yeah.
Oh, I see it. Oh, okay. I got you.
And it was, and she was quite, I'm trying to think.
In that picture, she looks mean.
But remember, they had to have their faces for like 10 or 12 minutes.
Oh, that's
without
probably
moving.
right, yeah.
And so you had to have a stern look so you didn't move. You couldn't smile for that long.
Okay.
And it made everyone look stern. All the pictures in that generation.
Yeah, I guess
were
that's
stern.
probably true.
Yeah, I never thought of that.
Yeah, that's what it was. The camera had to be focused for
I-
that, like 10 or 12 minutes. So no one was, you couldn't hold a pose. So you had to brace yourself. Keep your face and your eyes, or the picture didn't turn out. And it was very expensive.
Yeah,
That's why all of them look kind of,
kind of crazy.
yeah. All of them in the whole history of the United States are like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think I saw that on
Yeah.
TV or
You
something.
see that everywhere you go when you look in the museum. It isn't just the Mark Stanley growling.
Now, the owning of this land by George Washington, have you ever heard that before it was